Morning everyone. So this is day one. It's actually a Friday and it's about 9 a.m. in the morning. I've got the day off work today because I'm going to go and do my style appointment with House of Colour, which I'm really excited about. So after I've just quickly filmed this little intro, I'm going to get some breakfast and then put a bit of makeup on. But I want to do like weekly updates and show you how my skin is looking every week. So yeah, this is day number one. So like I say, it's about 9 a.m. in the morning. I've just washed my face. I've done my morning skincare routine. So I washed my face with some warm water and then I did moisturiser and then SPF, and they recommend you do cleanser, moisturiser and SPF. Now I don't actually properly cleanse my face in the morning, as in I don't use a cleanser in the morning because I feel like my skin can feel quite tight afterwards. So because where I've got dehydrated / sensitive skin, I've kind of stopped using a cleanser in the morning and just use water. So they recommend you use a cleanser in the morning, so I'm gonna read through the information again and see if that's what I want to do. And it feels really weird to just do water and then go straight in with moisturiser. My face does feel a bit dry. It feels like it needs some more hydration because I usually use a hydrating toner and essence, and I feel like I'm really missing that this morning, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to do my makeup in a bit and I'm going to go for like a lot of hydrating cream products, I think, to try and get a bit more moisture into my skin. So this is my box that skin+me gave me. So I've got my little doser in the middle, and then I've got 2 of the cleansers and 2 of the moisturisers. I went for the Purify and Prep Hydrating Cleanser. So this is a gentle cream cleanser. And then I went for the Soothe and Smooth Rich Moisturiser with hyaluronic acid, ceramide and allantoin. You do get 2 choices of the cleanser and the moisturiser. I think I changed the moisturiser that was suggested to me because I think the one that was suggested was for more combination skin. But when my skin is a bit more dehydrated, I switched to the more hydrating cleanser, to the more hydrating moisturiser, sorry. So yeah, I'm not going to use those straight away. I'm going to wait until my current cleanser and current moisturiser has been completely finished off, and then I'll use those. So I'll see what they're like, but it doesn't sound like you have to use them in conjunction with the daily doser. You can just use a simple non-active hydrating cleanser and moisturiser and see how you get on with that. So I'll let you know how those go once I get using them. But today is just a bit of a skin update, show you guys how my skin is looking on day number one. So this evening when I do my skincare routine, I'm gonna double cleanse because I'm gonna have makeup and SPF on, and then I think you've got to wait 10 minutes, or you've got to do your daily dose and then wait 10 minutes and then go in with the moisturiser. But I do need to read through all the information again. So yeah, I'm gonna start it tonight and we'll see how my skin reacts. So for the first month, I've got 10% azelaic acid, 4% niacinamide and 1% clindamycin in mine. And then the next month, the clindamycin and niacinamide stay the same and the azelaic acid goes up to 12%. That stays the same for the third month, and then the fourth month we drop the clindamycin because where that's an antibiotic, you can get antibiotic resistance. So I think about 3 months is the norm for that. And then month 4 is just azelaic acid, 14% and niacinamide, 4%. So these 3 ingredients then, so azelaic acid is an antioxidant to improve skin texture, clindamycin is an antibiotic that has anti-inflammatory effects, so they said that was good for some of my breakouts, and then niacinamide promotes skin firmness. So I think I said my goals were to improve my skin texture, my skin appearance. I have a few breakouts, but my main kind of concern at the moment is my reactiveness, my skin reactivity. I get, and I feel like I've probably got them at the moment, very pink cheeks. My skin does sort of like flush quite easily now, and that did actually happen last night. I had quite pink cheeks for a couple of hours last night, so I need something that's going to tackle that kind of proneness to being red and tone down the sensitivity and just basically even everything else out. So anyway, this is how my skin is looking on day one. So this cheek appears to be a little bit pink. I've got some blemishes as well, and the problem with blemishes is that they kind of stick around afterwards. The main blemish has kind of like healed, but you get, or I get, some like red like scarring afterwards, and they take ages to go down. So I'm hoping that's where both the niacinamide and the azelaic acid will help to kind of reduce those scarring even more. But yeah, this is how skin is looking on day one. So this is the first update. So I did start taking the skin+me on Friday, like a week ago yesterday, but instead of doing updates every Friday morning, because I'd usually be working, I'm going to do updates every Saturday morning. So this is how my skin is looking after a week of being on it. So I do still have a little bit of like pink cheeks. I am sat in front of a window here, a little bit of pink cheeks. This was like a really big angry spot. I've had a couple of other sort of spots come out as well. So it's only been a week. No real kind of great progress so far, but with this kind of thing you do have to give it a month or two, or even longer, maybe like 3 months. Oh, my camera's heavy. So yeah, nothing really to kind of report on too much in terms of my skin at the moment, but I'm going to keep doing these weekly updates and then combine them all into a video for you guys, so we can see sort of like week on week how my skin is looking. So yeah, this is update number 1. Also, just want to say with the doser, so you twist the doser until it clicks, but on one of the days, like a few days into it, it clicked like twice without me kind of realising. So I had a lot of product to use, and I basically ended up with like 2 days worth of dose to use, and I was starting to freak out. I was thinking, oh my god, my skin is gonna react really badly to this. I'm using way more than I should be using, even though it wasn't a huge amount. It was bigger than the dose that they give you, but my skin was fine. It didn't seem to kind of be too angry about it. It might have caused like a couple of the little breakouts, but a much better reaction than I thought I was gonna have to it. So yeah, that's a little bit of a heads up if you are gonna use skin+me. Just be careful, just wind it slowly and be mindful of that click. Hi everyone, this is update number 2. This is week number 2. So I've been on my skin+me for 2 weeks now. I've been wearing it every single evening. I have my doser here and I'm up to, I think, like the 13 line here. This is quite handy actually because it gives you like little lines for all of your days. So yeah, I think I've got 13 days left of this. So I should be getting my next one in the post maybe end of next week, beginning of the week after that, because I think they like to give you your doser a little bit before your current one runs out, so you can kind of just continue with your treatment. So in terms of skin today, or over the past week since my last update, haven't had any breakouts this week. The breakouts that I've had all kind of seem to happen during the first week. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be having any more breakouts kind of moving forwards, but just this week alone, week 2, haven't had any breakouts. The redness seems to have been calmed down a little bit. I don't seem to recall any kind of big flare-ups of my red cheeks. And then I think with some of the scarring, these ones, I don't think these spot scarring have kind of been tackled yet, but on this side I feel like some of them have started to kind of go down a little bit. So interesting that I'm seeing a little bit of progress this week. I didn't think that I would be seeing any progress at the moment, and yes, I know it is minimal. It is only week 2, you know, with my updates in probably my 2nd month of doing this, I'm expecting to see big or bigger updates then, but happy with the progress so far. And with my doser, my skin seems to tolerate this absolutely fine, and I do forget that I do have like an antibiotic in this, so I was a little bit scared about that when they said that I was going to have an antibiotic in this. I was thinking, oh, how is my skin going to tolerate that? But it seems to be going on absolutely fine. So yeah, a little bit of progress with this 2nd week update. Okay, so this is update number 3, I think it is. So this is how my skin is looking pretty good. No real kind of like huge noticeable changes this week. Haven't really had any breakouts on my face this week, but what I have started to notice is that I've got like a few spots on my neck going on. Not really sure how that's happened, so I think I just need to make sure that I am thoroughly cleansing my neck, because I do put SPF down my neck. I do also, you know, brush a bit of bronzer down my neck as well, so maybe I'm not removing that as thoroughly as I used to be. But anyway, my skin is still fine. I've still got like a bit of redness on my cheeks. Haven't had any big like flushes of redness on my cheeks this week, but I've still got like a few kind of like scarrings going on. So yeah, like I say, no real like huge improvements this week. Yesterday in the post I did get my new doser. So my current doser contains azelaic acid at 10%, clindamycin at 1%, niacinamide at 4%. My next month's doser is exactly the same, bar the azelaic acid that has gone up to 12%. So I'm gradually increasing my azelaic acid, and then I think after the 3rd month we're dropping the clindamycin. But I do have another like 6 days worth of this current doser, and then I will move on to the next one. So we will see how my skin tolerates an extra 2% of azelaic acid per day. So yeah, this is this week's update. Like I say, nothing kind of huge to report on. Things seem to be going well with it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of seeing more noticeable changes in a couple of months or so. So this is week number, I can't even remember what, maybe 5 I think, because I've started on my second doser. So this one, the strength has sort of changed a little bit. So the azelaic acid has gone up to 12%, and I'm pretty sure it was at 10%. Still on clindamycin at 1% and niacinamide at 4%. So I've used this one for the past couple of evenings and it seems to be fine. I've had a few more kind of like little breakouts recently though. I've had like one here that's kind of like healed, but I'm intrigued to see how long this scarring will sort of like stay for. And just a couple of like very, very little ones like round on my chin and a little bit up here as well. Not sure if that is linked to the new doser. Like I say, I've only been taking it for the past sort of like couple of nights, so not sure if that's just, you know, my skin just kind of like breaking out anyway. But that is kind of mostly it for the updates on my skin this week. In terms of like the redness, I think I've only really experienced some redness on my cheeks last night. I was at a friend's for dinner, but there were a lot of us around the table and it was quite like a small space, and it did feel quite hot. So I don't necessarily think that was just my skin having a sensitive outbreak. I think it was just the fact that it was quite hot. So yeah, my cheeks last night were a little bit flushed, but I think for the rest of the week since the last check-in, not really had much going on in terms of redness. So yeah, intrigued to kind of see how this slight increase in strength, a slight increase in the azelaic acid goes. So maybe in the next update I'll have kind of like more to say, but I think that is kind of it for this week's update. So this is week number, I can't remember, 5 or 6, I'm not really too sure where we're at the moment. I have been on my second doser. Actually that will probably tell me, wouldn't it? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've got 20 uses left of this, so this must be week 6 update. So yeah, I've been using the second doser for about 2 weeks now. So this one contains azelaic acid at 12%, clindamycin at 1% and niacinamide at 4%. So I think it was just the azelaic acid that went up by 2% this month. Skin seems to be tolerating it fine. I wouldn't say that there's really like any adverse reactions, but my skin today, not sure if the camera's really picking this up too much, but I do have a bit of a red cheek going on. I've got some kind of like breakouts there, I've got a few there, and then I've got like one up here as well, and my forehead this morning was a little bit red. So today I'm feeling like my skin is a little bit red, but like I say, I don't really feel like it's kind of coming across too much on camera today, weirdly enough. And I do have some breakouts going on as well. Not sure if that has anything to do with the doser or whether that is just the fact that that is how my skin is behaving today. So like I say, no real bad adverse reactions at the moment, but I don't feel like my skin is really kind of improving at the moment. I feel like we're just kind of staying still, but that might be the fact that the azelaic acid has gone up a little bit. So maybe in the next week's update, maybe my skin has kind of like calmed down a little bit and I'm starting to kind of see some results. Hi everyone, I think this is week number 6 because I have about 12 days left of my second daily doser for skin+me. So yeah, I think we must be about week 6. I don't know, when it comes to editing this, I'll have a much better idea as to what week is which. But anyway, this is how my skin is looking this morning. So I don't have any makeup on. I've just got, you know, my usual skincare and then SPF over the top, and I'm filming with the window behind me, so I've got natural lighting, so hopefully this is giving a really good representation as to how my skin looks. But yeah, I am still getting some red cheeks every now and then, and I have had some breakouts. I've had a couple of here that were quite kind of nasty, but they've kind of died down now, but they do kind of have a bit scarring going on. So we'll see how the azelaic acid deals with kind of clearing up this bit of scarring. But other than that, I don't really have much of an update. I feel like with the second doser, it seems that there's not kind of much progress to report on at the moment. So maybe with the next doser, because I think with the next doser the azelaic acid goes up to 14%, maybe with that one I can see some more progress. So we're kind of gradually increasing the level of azelaic acid, and then with next month's doser as well, that's going to be my last month of the clindamycin. Is that what I'm on? Yeah, the clindamycin, so the antibiotic for my blemishes, my spots. But yeah, no real updates to kind of provide you guys with this week's update. But yeah, like I say, a few blemishes, bits of redness, and that's really about it. But actually, the one thing that I do want to say is that for the first month of skin+me, I was using their cleanser and their moisturiser, but now I've switched to using the Kate Somerville goat milk cleanser, which is so much better because it's so hydrating. It's a really beautiful cleanser. And I've changed the moisturiser to my beloved La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm, and the difference those two products have made has been fantastic, because without having my my hydrating toner and essence and just having a really basic skincare routine, I've noticed that my face feels dry. So now that I'm adding in more hydrating products, as in like my cleanser's a lot more hydrating and my moisturizer's a lot more hydrating, I'm not noticing the dryness as much now. So yeah, making that switch has really helped. So yeah, I think that's really kind of the only update I have for you guys this week. Still have some red cheeks going on every now and again, and still have some blemishes. So yeah, no massive progress at the moment. Hi everyone, this is week number 7 perhaps. I should really stop saying this when I do my updates because I don't know what week it is. I'm just guessing and I could be totally wrong. But anyway, this is how my skin is looking today. I am set up ready to film a Shop My Stash video actually, so that's why we're kind of in front of my dressing table. But this is how my skin is looking. I've got kind of a bit of like scarring going on here. Haven't really had much in terms of like breakouts this week, and actually I haven't really noticed that I've had redness, red cheeks. I don't know whether that just means that I'm having a good week, or whether, you know, the product is actually really working to tone down the red outbreaks that I get on my cheeks sometimes. So that's a good positive. So with my current dose, I've got 5 days left, and then they have sent me my replacement one. Now I thought the azelaic acid had gone up, but it hasn't. It stayed exactly the same, so it's still at 12%, and then 1% clindamycin, and then niacinamide 4%. So with the next month's daily doser, that will be my last month of being on clindamycin, and then I think with month 4, obviously the clindamycin goes, and then I think the azelaic acid goes up to 14%, I think. So that will be interesting to see what happens to my skin when that happens. But for now, skin seems pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it is at the moment. Wish it had a bit more kind of like evenness though, and it had a bit more kind of like a natural glow. But hopefully at some point in the next few months I will get there. We are still in the 2nd month of me using skin+me. Morning, please excuse the hair. I slept with it in a plait, and I woke up with some of it hanging out a bit this morning, so I will be doing my hair in a bit. I need to film this morning as well, so yeah, I will be making myself more presentable for that. But this is my weekly skin+me update check-in. So I just last night finished the last bit of my 2nd doser, so tonight I'm going to be working on my 3rd doser, and I feel like this week I've really noticed a difference in my skin. I think my skin looks clearer. I've had some scarring going on for a few weeks, a number of weeks on this side here, but I feel like this is really going down now. So I think the azelaic acid is now starting to really work on reducing some of the scarring. I haven't noticed this week any flushed cheeks as well. I haven't had any of that, so that's been really positive as well. And also my boyfriend said to me that my skin has been looking really good recently, so it's nice that, you know, somebody else is sort of picking up on that as well, because I don't think he knows that I'm doing this. So, you know, it's not like he had that in his mind and commented on it. So yeah, I feel like my skin is looking very shiny. I have just put on SPF, but yeah, I feel like my skin is looking pretty good. So it's nice that after 2 months I am seeing results, and this is the type of thing that you're not going to see results like instantaneously. You are gonna have to wait a little bit to see some results. So it will be interesting to see what happens to my skin when I come off the clindamycin. But for now, for this update, I am pretty happy with how my skin is looking. And it's been really helpful as well switching the cleanser and moisturiser. I feel like that has made the world of a difference. So my moisturiser is my beloved La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm 5, and then my cleanser is the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Cleanser. So both really hydrating, nourishing products. I do at some point though want to start fitting into my routine in the morning, I would say, probably not in the evening. So I'm not using it with the doser. I want to go back to using, oh, we've gone really dark, some of my toner, and then also some of my essence water as well. I do want to start putting these two back into circulation, because as far as I'm aware, these two products aren't actives, so there's not really going to be anything in them, hopefully, that my skin is going to react badly to. So yeah, if I can maybe start introducing one, and then a month later maybe introduce the other, just to add in a bit more extra hydration, and also to get these used as well, because I don't want these to kind of go to waste. But I won't be doing any of that now. I'm gonna stick with the 3 months exactly like Skin+me recommends, and then I might message my prescriber, my dermatologist on the program, and ask her if I can start introducing things like this. And I think I'm going to stop filming because we are looking very, very dark, and I think it's going to rain. But yeah, a good update to my skin, not that you can see it because it's so dark, is looking really good. Hi, another week, another check-in. So not too much to kind of update you on since the previous check-in, but I think that my skin is still doing really well. I feel like over the past couple of weeks my skin has just seemed clearer. Again, this week I haven't noticed any kind of like red cheeks, any outbreaks of sort of redness on my cheeks. Haven't had any breakouts over the past week as well, and I still feel like some of the scarring I've got on my cheeks are continuing to go down. So yeah, I feel like it's been another week of having good skin, of seeing some good positive changes, and I'm really happy with how my skin is looking. I have no makeup on today apart from just a little bit of lip gloss, and I feel quite happy going makeup free today. Like I say, I feel like my skin is looking quite clear, and I'm happy with kind of the slight kind of natural glow I've got going on with my skin at the moment. So yeah, I feel like now that I am, how far through this third doser am I? So I've got another 3 weeks left of this third doser. Yeah, I feel like now that I'm on the third one, that's now when I'm starting to sort of see results. So yeah, interested to see how the next 3 weeks goes with this same doser, and hopefully my skin will continue to kind of improve and look better, and hopefully I won't notice or I won't experience any more breakouts, and particularly the redness on my cheeks. It's not so much the breakouts that are sort of irritating me, it's more the redness on my cheeks. It seems quite kind of random when that would happen. So yeah, good that I've not had that over the past couple of weeks. So yeah, I feel like things are continuing to go well, this update. Hello, good morning, another week, another check-in. Please excuse my appearance. I slept with my hair in a plait, and we actually woke up quite late this morning. I've just gotten back from dropping my boyfriend off at the train station. It was a bit of a rush this morning. We should have gotten out of bed quicker than we did, but we actually watched this video of this guy on The Chase. It's a UK game show. 20 years old, won £75,000 by himself. So yeah, we watched that instead of getting out of bed a little bit earlier. So it was a bit of a mad rush this morning, but I'm back. So yeah, excuse my appearance, I only had time to get dressed. Haven't washed my face, but this is how my skin is looking this week with this week's update. Not looking too good. I have a really sore spot here. I've had little spots like round here, little like white spots going on, but nothing on my cheeks in terms of spots and breakouts, and I haven't experienced any redness, any like flushing cheeks. So it seems that for now at least, the redness, the outbreaks of my red cheeks, my hot flushes have kind of been put under control. But yeah, just a little bit annoying that I've got little spots here and I've got this really bad sore one there as well. So yeah, I feel like the past couple weeks has been pretty good in terms of progress, but it just seems like this week, for one reason or another, don't think it's what I've been eating, because I've actually been really on it this week with my diet and the amount of water I'm getting. So don't really know what's happening. I think it might just be one of those things. And with my doser, I have 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks left of this doser, and this is my third one, and then I'll be on to my fourth one, which doesn't have the clindamycin in it. So yeah, just 2 more weeks left of those antibiotics in my doser, and I think that this week I really do need it. I think after washing my face this morning, I might put on some of my Paula's Choice Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution, a little bit of that. And this is actually the first time in the past 2.5 months where I've kind of veered off course with my skincare, because I've kept it really simple. Cleanser in the morning, moisturiser, SPF in the evening, double cleanse, and my doser and my moisturiser. I haven't added in anything else, but I feel like my skin needs this. And recently when I've been wearing makeup, I have noticed that I've had like some texture, so I think I just need an extra little bit more exfoliation. So hopefully, the cat's just gone under the camera. So yeah, I'm going to go for some of this because yeah, I feel like I need a bit more exfoliation. My skin is looking a bit textured when I'm wearing makeup, so I'm going to give that a go. So yeah, so feels like a little bit of a chaotic update. I think I need to calm down, wash my face, get a cup of tea, and then I need to film. I'm going to film my spring capsule wardrobe, and I've picked yet another horrible day weather-wise to film some spring fashion content. So yeah, that's going to be fun, trying to get the lighting right because it's so dark. But yeah, anyway, that's my face this week. I'm going to go calm down. See you soon. Everyone, another check-in. So this is how my skin is looking today. I've had a couple of kind of little spots on my chin and then a couple along my jawline here, but that is kind of it, I would say, for breakouts over the past week. Redness is still under control, so I haven't really noticed any kind of like red cheeks or outbreaks of rosy cheeks, which is good. So I feel like the azelaic acid has got the redness down at the moment. I do think I have still a small amount of slight pinkness to my skin though, and I did actually notice it this morning when I washed my face. My forehead looked a little bit pink, so yeah, the azelaic acid is something that I am still going to stay on. I have a week left of my third doser. My next month's doser has arrived. I do need to push back my delivery because I do get them like way in advance. And my fourth month contains azelaic acid at 14%. I'm only on it at 12% at the moment, and then niacinamide at 4%. So yeah, only got a week left of the clindamycin, and then that is going to be dropped. But I do want to message the dermatologist at Skin+me and ask to be put on some form of retinol. Whether that is tretinoin, I'm not really sure, but I don't want to just be on azelaic acid and niacinamide. I think for the price I might be able to get something like that on the high street. I'm not sure if the quality of azelaic acid will be any different, but I haven't been on retinol for the past 3 months, and I'm 33. I do want to have some retinol back into my routine, so yeah, I will message them about that and ask to have some form of retinol included. But yeah, a week left of my current dosage, and then this video can go up. I'll do one more final check-in. But yeah, this is how the skin is looking for now. So redness I feel like is under control, although there is a slight pinkness to my skin and just a few little breakouts. But all in all, skin is looking all right. Alright, so this is my final check-in. I finished my last doser last night, so I am now tonight going to be starting my fourth doser, which contains only azelaic acid at 14% and niacinamide at 4%. So I'm not going to do any more updates after this. I just wanted to do the first 3 months to kind of show you the journey, show you how my skin hopefully has improved. I'm not really too sure. I feel like this week my skin hasn't been too good. I've had some breakouts. I had a really bad one there. I had one there this morning when I woke up. So I am still experiencing some breakouts, and there have been periods over the recent 3 months where I've had some breakouts where I haven't had any and my skin's looked pretty clear, but then the next week I've had some. So I don't feel like the doser was hugely effective in terms of controlling breakouts. But with the redness, and that was really the key reason why I wanted to go on Skin+me, I feel like it's been really, really good. I haven't noticed any kind of like red cheeks for quite a while now. So that's been good, where I feel like it's really kind of toned down the severity and also the number of episodes where I've had my red cheeks. I do think that I have still a bit of kind of pinkness to my skin, but nothing too bad, nothing really heavily kind of like flared up in terms of the redness. I think that pinkness to my skin is just something that is just kind of there. So hopefully continuing with the azelaic acid and having the azelaic acid at 14%, so slightly higher than I have been on. Hopefully that will continue to tone down the redness. But because I am only on azelaic acid and niacinamide, let me double check, yeah, I have actually contacted them and said that I want a change to my prescription. I do want to be put on some form of retinol, whether that's tretinoin or another alternative, I don't really know. But I haven't heard back from them yet, so hopefully they will put in some form of retinol into my daily doser, because spending however much I do spend a month, I don't know, because I'm on a 5-month reduced fee because I got it as part of a really good deal. So I don't really want to be spending loads of money just on an azelaic acid and niacinamide, because I can definitely get a product like that on the high street. So yeah, I do want tretinoin, retinol of some kind to be added into my doser. And now that I am in month before, and I do have solely the azelaic acid and niacinamide. I am going to start to add in some products. So I did say that I wanted to add in my hydrating toner. I do have a hydrating essence as well. I want to start to add these 2 products in, but I will do it slowly because I do feel like my skin isn't as hydrated as it has been prior to being on the doses. And that's just because my routine is just really simple. Now that I'm on Skin+me, I cleanse in the morning, I then go in with a moisturiser and then an SPF, and then of an evening I double cleanse, do my doser and a moisturiser. So I really do feel like my skin is kind of lacking having some extra bits of hydration in there. And I'm hoping that these 2 products won't really react with the niacinamide and the azelaic acid, but I am going to put these on in the morning. I'm not going to include products like that of an evening. So overall, I would recommend Skin+me, especially if you do have sort of skin problems or concerns that are really troubling you and you can't really afford to see a dermatologist, or you can't wait the amount of time it takes to wait for a dermatologist's appointment. Going on something like Skin+me or Dermatica, I think is a really good idea. Now, in terms of my kind of progress, I didn't really have particularly bad or problematic skin to start with. I just had some breakouts and I had some redness, so I think that's why I'm not really seeing like a huge difference, like a huge transformative difference between say day 1 and now. But like I say, the redness in my cheeks has gone down, so what I have noticed some difference. I'm not sure whether that's kind of come across in recent videos, but yeah, I would recommend it. I do think it's good to get that kind of like personalised skincare in there as well. And there's always deals out there as well, things like get your first month for £3.50 I think is one that I've seen before. So yeah, if you do want to give it a try, see if you can find yourself a deal and then kind of take it from there, and hopefully it will help out your skin concerns. So hopefully this has been interesting. It's going to be interesting for me to edit all of this footage that I've been filming on a week by week basis and see if there are any kind of differences in my skin. So that will be interesting for me as well. But if you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again very soon for my next video. Bye!